Hello and welcome back to another episode of Lorebound Legends, a podcast where we go over and learn lore together because we like stories. We're still going over the magic stuff. We have some great plans actually to go into some new lore coming up a little bit soon. Probably maybe a little bit of YouTube stuff, maybe some Friday episodes. We'll see. But I just wanted to say a quick hello to the co-host, Kailyn. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm like, what has been going on this week? Just extra work, but I definitely love lore, so I'm excited to make time for this. What about you?
For me, basically just another kind of busier week, but not too bad. The wild amount of snow that we're getting is like a little nuts out here for anyone regionally. It's like it's March. If you're listening to this later on, understand that this is like near the end of March, and we got like a foot of snow. That's not how
snow.
Not how it should be, right?
But that's how it is.
Yeah, but no, mostly good and stuff. Things have been going well. So we got lots of new cool equipment and stuff. You can't really see it I have my setup over, so you won't be able to see it. What is that sound in the background? Someone's like, I was going to say, it sounds like someone is mowing a lawn, but I just told you there's a foot of snow. Someone's probably snow blowing. I interrupt the episode to go and throw hands. Yeah, no. So today we're into our next set of books, the newest one for Cursed Land. Also, thanks everyone who's checked out the show so far.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been great. It's very, very nice for everyone who comes over and checks out the socials and stuff and the videos. So, yeah, thank you.
Daniel does all the producing and stuff. I've been doing all of the shorts, so it's nice to see people like them and check them out.
All of the Daniels, yeah. There you go. That's
we have to switch roles.
Yeah, true. It's very nice. We accidentally did the release wrong last week, so a few people, and you know what people you are. You got an interesting little pre-chat there, the pre-roll show, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally just while we're sitting there talking. It was pretty entertaining, at least to me. But yeah, so we will talk a little bit about the newest book. Take us away with what it is, Kailyn.
The Cursed Land. I'm excited. I was thinking about it today, just quickly. I was like, oh, we're off our series. As much as I loved Lily, her real name never to be realized or remembered by anyone, including us, and all the other characters, I'm excited for new characters and new lore. Wahaha. So this is The Cursed Land. It's the 5th magic novel. It was made in September of 1995, and it's by Teri McLaren. Yeah, that's right. Also known as Terry Williams. And on the book, it says, you got a unique card with purchase. That's dope. And then it says, a wizard's greed wounded the land. Can a woman's magic heal it?
Bom, bom, bom.
Yeah.
Yeah, exciting, action-packed. It captures the magic.
Well, that's good. It's a magic book. What the heck?
Let's hear our blurb.
Okay. Centuries ago, hungry for power, the wizard Nor destroyed the clan tree of Cridhe. Let's go with Cridhe. Trying to harness its magic for his uses. Nor's deed brought a curse upon his family, divided the clan, and lunged the island of Cridhe into generations of darkness. Ooh, now a turning point has been reached. Aelith, a gifted but untried mage, has been kidnapped by the cruel Nazir in an attempt to wrest away the last of her family's legacy. But what Nazir intends to take by force can only be given freely, or the ancient wounds of the parting will never be healed. This is like lore when you don't know what's going on. It's just a blurb, but I have no concept of what's going on. So every word is just like going over my head. And I'm just like, okay, yeah. Like, words, that's cool. Yeah. I don't understand anything that's happening.
Well, let's take a minute here to learn about the parting. Instigated by the marooned Sangrazul Malvos, that's a wild name, the weather worker Nor drunkenly confronts his former friend Hayan. Hayan is the keeper of the clan tree, a magic oak through which runs the mana for the entire plane. So,
cool.
So Hayan watches over the mana of this plane, and I assume we're on a different plane. It's probably not Dominaria.
Fair.
Yeah. Nor wields the Soul Slayer, planning to pierce the mana line of the tree to become a planeswalker. They all really want to planeswalk.
Yeah.
And all of them, no one wants to just like put in like an honest day's work to become a planeswalker. Everything is like, how can I steal this? Or like, it's, you know what I mean? Like
Garth became like a farmer with his wife and was like, ugh, I'd rather do anything else than this. I'd rather planeswalk than anything else. It's just like,
Well, no, but I mean like specifically, like it's like Towser and them. They're like trying to
Yep.
like steal mana and
Yep.
like all that kind of. It's no one just wants to be like, you know what? If I just put my head down, just grind it out a little
I'll
bit.
be able to planeswalk someday.
Yeah, everyone's like, so anyways, I come up with the Soul Slayer.
So anyway, I've been stealing people's mana to play while they play in these games because I just like make sure that no one can like compete with me.
Yeah.
And then I just yoink everyone's mana the whole time. That's my whole plan.
Yeah, so Heian wants to become Nor wants to become a planeswalker. Soothing his jealous rivalry with Heian, escaping his hated home plane, and freeing his marooned mentor Malvos. So he wants to get his friend out of wherever they're like marooned from, and he doesn't like the keeper of the tree. All right.
All right. Interesting. When Heian refuses to reveal the mana line, so like this tree, is it like the roots of this tree? And one of these, let's just say that you're saying I don't know, so I guess we don't know.
Well, I assume that like the mana is kind of like connected into the plane, right? Like it's like the tree, like the mana is probably symbolically like rooted into the plane.
It makes me think of a bomb. It's just he's like, oh, I'm not going to tell you which mana chord because that would like make the plane explode. Basically, I'm not saying the plane would explode, but I'm saying that's what it sounds like.
I assume he just won't be able to see the mana line, the main line coming into the mana. I don't know. Anyways, why don't we read?
Interesting. No, I want to know now.
Yeah.
Nor lashes out at the tree with the sword, sending out a freezing beam that causes the clan tree to explode into icy chunks. All right, well, that's not good. This also breaks off the sword's tip, which lodges itself in Nor's chest just above his heart. Awesome. Great start.
Seems like not the best way to personally use my own sword.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to hit a tree with it. Maybe an axe?
The writing here so far, I will say, is chaotic. This is my friend is marooned. I'm a weather worker. I have a sword called the Soul Slayer, and you wouldn't believe what it does. Ice beams, like you know what I mean. Like out of everything you could do with the Soul Slayer, it's just ice. A little bit of frostiness in your drink.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Chill it out, and then the first time I use it, I try whack a tree with my sword, and
it breaks.
It kills me.
What the heck?
Blows off. It blows the tree up. It sends shards of soul slaying ice beam metal into my soul.
Oh, I was so confused. I thought it hit Heian, and I thought Heian was Nor, but no, Nor is the guy who uses his sword.
Oh, Nor.
Okay. Oh, Nor.
Yeah, you get it.
Oh, Nor. That's funny. So Nor, the guy who hit the tree with the sword, it gets the sword tip in his chest above his heart. And the destruction of the clan tree brings about a curse that splits a chasm in the center of the Isle of Cridhe and throws the natural order out of balance. Okay, this is why they don't want you to play with the tree with mana in it. Those on Nor's side of the Great Rift take the fallen weather worker into the mountains while Heian's people tend their keeper, locked in a coma after he falls from the tree. So he's sitting in the tree.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, don't touch the tree. And the guy's like, screw you, guy. And then,
Hey, I respect your opinion. However, Soul Slayer. Soul Slayer. Call me an ambulance, please. And the other guy's just on the ground. Just...
Yeah. He's like, time for a nap. Okay. For many years, there is no end to winter. That's us. What happened? This was recent.
Yeah.
March snow. Basically April. April snow brings May flowers. Is that the saying?
Yeah.
For many years, there's no end to winter until Heian finally awakes. His hands glowing with green fire. Oh. He institutes the ritual of the awakening, magically bringing springtime to his part of the world and restoring the normal seasonal march. It says seasonal march, like not like the month, but that freaked me out for a second.
Did it just... It's too accurate.
It's so accurate.
I'm gonna be honest. If I fall out of a tree, land on my head, become unconscious, the world has split apart because of this tree wrecking incident, and I wake up and my hands are on fire. The first thing I'm doing isn't instituting a new ritual of awakening. I'm screaming myself back unconscious because I've lost breath while I'm like, ah!
Because everything that you were like protecting is now just like in disarray?
No, because my hands are on fire.
Right.
No,
obviously.
And not only are they on fire, they're on green fire.
Yeah, that's a hot fire.
I know nothing. I'm sure there's someone who's eventually going to listen to this that understands like chemistry and like the makeup of elements and understands that if you actually add blah 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 element to that, I don't know. I just know my hands are on fire and it's green. I'm freaking out.
Did you know?
Because not only am I probably still in this coma, this is just a wild fever dream now.
Yep.
But like,
everyone's like, you gotta save the area, boss. You can put like this chemical mixture into fire.
that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, it's really cool because like my family used to do it when we houseboated.
But what's the chemical mixture, right?
I don't know, but it would like turn like
if you
the
woke
flames
up from your
purple and
sleep,
blue and green
okay,
and stuff.
and that's
dope.
fair. And knowing that, but if you woke up from your sleep on this houseboating trip and you were on green fire,
No.
you'd probably have comments.
But can you imagine? They're like, oh, he's waking up, and they're like, his hands are on fire. What the heck? And some guy just like pours some stuff. He's like, it's gonna really freak him out.
I'm screaming about what's going on. And you're like, don't worry, it's the Great Awakening ritual. You have to bring about spring now. What?
Yeah. Sorry, excuse me. Yep.
Yeah. I actually have a pretty busy schedule.
Yeah. Actually, I fell off a tree. I feel like you guys should have figured this out.
Has anyone fed my cat?
Yeah. No. They're like, yes, we actually did.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, phew. Good.
Cat's also on fire. Oh no. Can't take us away.
The capture of Aelith. So 520 years after the parting, and the parting was what just happened, right? That's what we just read?
Yeah, when the island parted.
Right. You know, that makes sense. So 520 years after that, the destruction of the clan tree, Norish soldiers descended from those who followed Nor into the mountains. Oh, he's just got his own like cult.
Yeah.
They're his soldiers, yeah. And launch a raid on Innshain, the homeland of the Keeper. They hope to capture the Keeper and his young daughter Aelith and bring them both to Innis Nor. There's a lot of words, and they force him to perform the awakening ritual to have the light and warmth of normal seasons for their people, and take it from the Hainish, which is Hain's group of people, for the power of the ritual affects only the land where it's cast. So they want not ever ending winter. They want what the other guys have.
That seems like not good naming of my island. Again, if I cause a great cataclysm and split the technical world apart, I'm not going to be like, welcome to Inns Daniel.
Yeah. Nor, Hain. It's like, oh, the two guys, the guy that was in a coma and the guy who started this all.
Yeah, these are the Danielsmen.
Yeah, these are the Hainish and these are the Norish people. It's like, oh, that's too much. But
the Kailyn
okay,
infantry.
The
Kailyn infantry.
That's pretty good. I was going to say like the Kailyn Knights or something.
No, yeah, exactly. It would never work.
That would work.
No, the Kailyn infantry is what it would be.
That's true. That'd be really good.
Right.
I was going to say. There's always a thing where you shouldn't be jealous of others, but you always think that like the grass is greener on the other side. In this case, the grass is actually greener on the other side and growing, and there's colors besides white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so really quick question. 520 years after the parting.
How old are these people?
Yeah, they seem pretty old, right? Seems like a pretty long time. Those had followed Nor into the mountain. So I don't know if Nor's alive. First off, he seems kind of like a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't seem...
He seems impulsive.
He doesn't seem very chill.
No.
But second off, like, this guy now has a daughter, so he's comaed up, he's on fire, and he's
still on fire.
And he's somehow leveraged that. Like, it's just, like you think it's just because he's great, or he's just like, hey, you want spring, right?
Yeah. He's just like some kind of weird, like, back alley, like, hey, I can get what you want.
Yeah. Look at my mana line, baby.
Yeah.
Anyways, the soldier Ronal leads the Norse forces to capture the Keeper. Things go awry, however, when Thrix, an unruly an unruly young kinsman,
even more unhinged than Thrix is Thix,
to Felanark of Nor, begins burning buildings and attempts to ravage Aelith. Okay, that seems like a not cool guy. Let's see who these people are first off. Ronal and Thix.
Is this what it was like with the other books? Like when we had like is this why I liked the second and third of the last series better? Because it was like we understand what's going on. It was like, yeah, Greensleeves, go, I got you. And now it's just like, here, how about 18 different names?
Well, yeah, these are just new characters, right?
It's a lot.
So anyways, yes. So the soldiers of Ronal come out. Things go awry when Thix, an unruly young kingsman, he's basically trying to have his way with Aelith.
Gross.
The Keeper and his wife die in the fire, and Ronal is forced to kill Thix rather than allow him to rape the young girl. All right.
Yo, fair. Also, this guy's lived for 520 years and was on fire, and he died in a fire. Like, it's just...
Yeah, but that's red fire.
Yeah, you need that green fire.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to give our side spring? Allow me to show you hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense. At least this Ronal guy seems on the
Yeah,
up
I
and up.
like this Ronal guy.
Yeah. So he kills his soldier buddy, which is fair.
Yeah.
Still goes on to the kidnapping though. That seems like an important part to mention. Like there is a step too far. However, he will still kidnap the girl. Like
Yeah.
let's not be
hasty, but let's not go too far. Come on.
Yeah. Hey, that's old. That would traumatize her. We are just trying to kidnap and enslave her.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Come
We're not
on.
monsters.
We're not that bad. Come on. You just watch your parents die. I don't know if she saw them die, but
Yeah, they did just die in a house fire. Also remembered that.
Yeah.
Yep. With Aelith in tow, they begin a grim march back to Innisnor.
yeah, I wonder why it's grim.
Yeah. Aelith's cousin, a shepherd named Jedian, follows behind them, planning a risky rescue. First stopping to bury Aelith's dead mother with a discarded sword, which turns out to be the centuries-lost Long Soul Slayer. Continuity issues here a little bit, yeah.
I feel like if my cousin was kidnapped, I wouldn't be like, yo, first I'll stop. I buried your mom. It's like, oh, so you took longer to rescue me because you wanted to bury my mom? Like, I understand. Oh, I'm hitting things. I'm so excited. I understand, like, wanting to, like, respect the dead, but we could have a nice little funeral after the daughter's back.
What can't this sword do? It's the Soul Slayer. It's cutting trees down.
It's a discarded sword. No one wants to use it anymore. Is it just like still in one piece, or is just the tip that fell off?
I don't know, but personally, I like, this is my sword. It's ice beam shooting, soul slaying, grave digging. This sword does it all. I might get this sword to do my taxes.
Oh my goodness. Did he like bury her with it? Like,
yeah, that's
he
what it
just
says.
I know, but he like found this sword, or was it already there and he was just like, ah.
Yeah. No, I assume that it says like that he was using it to dig, not that he just decided like, hey, I'm gonna bury you with this trinket. Like,
that's what I thought.
No, that just seems like
yeah,
you know what I mean?
like,
I'm digging a grave
mean?
and I'm like, and here's some trash. Take this
here's
discarded
a
sword with you.
Oh, he was using a sword.
I assume he used it to make a makeshift grave.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm slaying the soul of the ground right now with this grave.
Why is it's so hard to dig because he's just freezing the ground as he's doing it? You can't get 6 feet down with this thing at all.
I did forget that it's the ice. So you can't dig through anything in here.
What is going on?
What is this ground made of? Glaciers?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, I wish this had a tip.
That's why I thought he was like leaving it with the body. I was like, is he trying to preserve her or something? Like,
yeah, it's also the body freezing. It's the morgue sword. Yeah. Also, if I ever die, don't bury me with something called the Soul Slayer. Don't put that on. Don't put that on my eternal rest.
This seems like bad luck or something. You got to give like the coins, or the Vikings put like coins on their eyes or whatever. It's like, oh, I'll put you with the Soul Slayer. It's like, no spirit's gonna want to bring me to the afterlife with that thing on me.
Oh, the ferryman won't take me. How about I grave dig him with my half sword? Half sword,
chill down.
Yeah, half sword, half magic wand.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Jedian is he's being respectful. And on the march to Innisnor.
Hang on 1 second.
Oh.
It doesn't say anything about burying this other guy.
Yeah, it just says the mother, which is also, did the dad was he just cremated immediately? It
says that they both die in the fire.
I know, I'm saying, was there not enough to like bury him? He was just cremated?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like a plot hole, or he just really. We all have like an
He's
uncle
not
we don't
dead.
like. You're about to lose your mind.
Yeah. What was your thing about not liking uncles?
I was saying we all have an uncle we don't like and stuff. Yeah, he can stay. He can stay unburied.
Yeah. Screw you, guy.
Yeah.
Well, I said my thing today. Apparently, I've already said it twice. I've never said this in my life.
You're learning new words.
Yeah. Okay, so on the march to Innisnor, Aelith is nearly devoured by a shroud. This girl is getting a really bad rap.
Let me see what a shroud is. Shrouds are creatures that are commonly found in the mountainsides of Cridhe. I also want to pull out Cridhe. They can copy any fabric or leather they sense. That seems like not. You're losing your mind because you're thinking yarn. You're like, wait,
I wasn't
endless
even.
yarn?
I was just. I'm just using them to make us. They're all like screaming in agony. I'm just like, yay!
Yeah, Kailyn enslaves the shrouds.
Yeah,
they can copy any fabric or leather they sense.
Isn't that what Chani turned into? Sorry.
Oh, maybe.
She said she became a shroud. Was she a little creature? Was she just she just became Greensleeve's pocket?
I don't know. Let's keep going.
Okay.
They can copy any fabric or leather they sense. They crawl close to a traveler's disguised as clothing or blankets, then envelop them and dissolve them from the outside in. They cannot be killed with blades. When one is cut or torn, the pieces can grow and rejoin to form something the size of a blanket or tent. If they aren't fully wrapped, they can be peeled off with fire. Mood.
Okay.
They were made from the lint of the Hainish garments and dark magic in the towers by Sifter and Nazir's father, who thought they were creating invisible cloaks.
What the heck? So are they like alive little beings or are they not?
Yes. It seems like they're alive and try and smother you. They like hide as like a leather and stuff. But I'm just saying, if my leather breastplate's crawling up on me while I'm already wearing it, can't get me twice.
The other day I was working and I felt like something on my arm and it felt like big. So I immediately like brushed it off and I couldn't find anything after. So who knows if it was a gigantic spider, but like I'm not going to wait.
Maybe it was a shroud.
I'm not waiting to find out. I'm already like, ugh.
You're not having it?
In the summer, I hate mosquitoes and it's like so bad. And so I'm just like all day just like hitting my arms. It's like if there's any tickle at all.
Mosquitoes are the worst.
Die. Yeah. They love my blood.
Fun like story aside and stuff. I hate mosquitoes so much that I accidentally, way back, I accidentally broke a company car windshield trying to like hit. I told you about this before. Yeah, there was a mosquito flying around in the car. I was like, and I slammed it, and it broke the windshield. Like the windshield had to have been cracked or something like that. But I just hit it, and it just like splintered everywhere. And I was like,
the mosquito was like, okay, chill, I get it.
Yeah.
If he was alive to see it, his buddies, his ancestors felt that hit.
yeah, these rock chips are getting out of control.
Yeah. No, mosquitoes are horrible. They're like literally the worst thing.
They are the worst.
When you're in a cabin and they're like, you hear them, like you can't find it, and
Just
it's like in your ear, just like,
it's
yeah. Yeah, neither of us can make the sound, which is good because I would like.
You start making the sound across the screen, just slap you. The desk flips. All right, back to this. So, anyways,
I could talk about mosquitoes for way too long.
The next episode is the lore of mosquitoes. Where do these demons come from?
They have to be like.
I'm dimming the lights. Cridhe was a small plane whose land area is composed mostly of a single island. It was the setting of the novel The Cursed Land. Pretty cool looking tree. In fairness,
that tree is dope.
Let me pop that up.
That okay? It's got like a huge root on it, so maybe it does have like one root that is like this root has the mana in it. All the others don't have the mana in it, but we're not telling you which one, so you can't cut it down.
Right, there we go.
You got this.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Giant tree. It's a pretty cool looking tree, to be honest.
It's a pretty plane.
In fairness, doesn't seem like a tree I could whack down with a sword.
Yeah, exactly. So why would I try? First off,
and it seems like a pretty large knowledge oversight on my part to not know that my sword shoots ice beams that will explode a tree and possibly kill me.
And like it seems like a pretty good tree to sit in. Like I thought it was kind of like he hit the tree and the guy's like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I was thinking just like a normal little size tree. No, it's just
this tree's ginormous.
Yeah, no wonder this guy was in a coma after he fell.
I could build like a tree for it and have like a full like floor already ready for me with this tree.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, like I said, it seems the Soul Slayer doesn't seem like a great sword. So far, it's pretty 0-3.
Yeah.
I dig half the graves that are necessary. I'm the Soul Slayer.
It's good.
Yeah. It was created by a magical being called the Maker and was home to human and elves. While things are dark and miserable during the time the novel
sounds
is
like
set,
a wrestling. Time to meet your maker, and then the maker gets into the ring for wrestling. It sounds like a dope name to me.
Sorry, I've got to go back over to this. In Magic, there's like plane chase cards for playing with things.
Dope.
Yeah, and one of them is the plane in his hand.
That is such a cool card.
Yeah, plane Cridhe. So yeah, it seems like it's just like a small unknown plane. Overall, kind of a cool thing. I actually really like playing with plane chess cards, and now you never really get to see stuff like that. So interesting. So yeah, it eventually becomes that. So the clan of the tree, Cridhe, contains all the plane's mana. In his hand, residents of the Hainish, the descendants of Han, the central main.
Man, like make it harder.
Innis Nor. Well, in fairness, if your whole island is one, like if it's just one spot, then
I know, but it's like, can you imagine seeing Han? I'd be like, oh my gosh. This guy's so full of himself.
Loch Prith, an underground elvish paradise, the Slicks, the hills bordering the Mools, the Sobis, an icy river connecting Innis Hand to Innis Nord. It flows through the chasm created by the parting. The Raphos Falls near Innis Hale in the southern isle, the only known other landmass.
That's what they call me.
That's funny. You're the only other known landmass.
Yeah, I'm the Southern Isle, baby.
Yeah. You're special. So yeah, all right, back to there we go.
Just gotta throw up a dab. That's like 7 years out past its time.
You get there.
Yep.
Okay, where were we?
On the march.
Oh yeah, please, with the shrouds.
I'm sorry. This is when I decide to yawn. Okay. I think I've made everyone yawn who's listening. On the march to Aenith Snore, Aelith is nearly devoured by a shroud, a little pocket guy, magical shape changer that disguises itself as a blanket.
Who wouldn't?
I would be so screwed. I love a blanket.
You love a nice blanket.
Yeah.
You're a cozy.
Suddenly I'm just like, I'm just so bundled up, and then it's just starts to choke me.
It's
like
trying
around
to
my
kill
neck,
you.
and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
You're reaching for a second one.
Yeah.
You're not toasty enough.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know which blanket it is in because I've got 3 on me. Thereafter, she strikes up a lukewarm relationship with, so she just is nearly devoured, and then they just go right past that. Thereafter, she strikes up a lukewarm relationship with Ronal's warrior daughter Loris, who is impressed with her ability to survive the attack. Hey, that was pretty cool of you.
Hey, you're
to
pretty
live.
good at not dying.
Yeah, good job. Even when you're so cozy, I'd be out. I'd be done.
Yeah, you'd be dead first. First time first.
Yeah.
So in the hands of Nazir, the felon arch Nazir, whose family line has been cursed with madness and a birthmark above their hearts, mirroring the wound received by Nor.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so who's Nazir? Is he like the son of Nor?
Apparently, I assume he's just like a descendant.
I think
it's
they mentioned.
It's 520 years. He can't possibly be dumb enough to like blow up his tree, almost kill himself, impale himself, and then still live 520 years.
The Nor guy did. It sounds like.
Well, yeah, but he was on fire. He was on magical.
No, that's
fire.
Hain. Hain's dead now. He got burned.
No, that's what I'm saying. We'll figure it out.
Oh man, it's a lot of names.
Yeah. Again, you got to remember, we are learning the lore with you.
Yeah, we're doing our best.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah. Everyone listening too. This is basically take this summary.
Yeah.
So where'd we go? Has fallen into uneasy alliance with Malvos. Malvos has entered into his services as an apothecary, brewing a formula to forestall the progress of the Nazir's family curse.
So what's a family curse? They have a birthmark? Oh, they've been cursed with madness as well.
Yeah,
right,
madness.
right.
Well, also madness.
Well, come on. Yeah. Stupid birthmark.
Yeah.
It's like, you're actually crazy. You're insane.
All I got was his birthmark. Ah!
Yeah. The voices! When the raiding party returns, Nazir has Malvos take his place on the throne. Okay, so that he may pretend to be a servant and investigate the failure to capture the keeper and the death of Thix personally. So he's doing like undercover bosses.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying his own thing. Ronal is taken and stripped of his station for having been responsible for the death of Thix. That doesn't seem very fair. He did kill him, I guess. He's like, oh, my buddy. Or we got to be loyal to our group. But Thix didn't seem great. And Aelith is taken to a study for interrogation. What are you doing to me?
You're swinging your chair back and forth again.
I've got so much energy. Aelith is taken to the study for interrogation. Aelith meets an elf in the Felinarch service named Furyar, who shows her a chamber in which the last living branch of the original clan tree with its single acorn is kept.
That's cool.
That's dope. A little acorn. She eats it. Look at this. Ha! It's gone now. It's
True.
screaming.
That's the last one?
Yeah. That's the last one? Oh, you love this tree? Oh, well. Get over it. She is enchanted by Nazir, still disguised as a servant. Aelith? Freyr. Okay. She is enchanted by Nazir, still disguised as a servant, and magically compelled to reveal to him the truth about her abilities as keeper.
No, it must be
okay.
Aelith,
No,
yep.
Aelith, yeah.
Okay.
That her father transferred the memories of the clan tree to her before he died. Meanwhile, outside the tower, Jediah just gets to the window where Aelith is talking with Nazir when he falls nearly to his death.
This is an OHS violation town. Not a single tie-off point in the book.
These people there's a lot going on.
A lot of falling to your death.
A lot of, death.
Perhaps a sign.
Yeah. Maybe don't climb towers.
Yeah, right?
He's caught by a talking owl who turns out to be Furyar and is dropped at the feet of Loris, who, if you remember, is the warrior child of
The warrior child, probably. Yep.
Ronar or someone.
Ronal, yeah. You're actually retaining this great.
I'm doing my best. Who shuffles, and Loris shuffles him off to a secret chamber in the courtyard. She makes a deal with him. If he'll rescue her father, Ronal, she'll help him and Aelith escape. All right, that's fair. As their plans to escape are in progress, however, Ronal's sentence is already carried out. He is lashed severely and tossed into the same dungeon pit as Jediah, his back already covered by the deadly infection known as the Walking Plague. Uh-oh.
Right. He's as good as dead.
I think I remember seeing him in the first Walking Dead episode.
Then the two men are attacked by the monster that lives in the pit beneath the castle, a giant frog transmuted by awful magics from what was once a man or several men.
What?
Ronal sacrifices himself to the beast, hoping Jedian will survive and help his daughter Loris escape. J-Dog. Help his daughter Loris escape to restore his honor and earn her freedom from Nazir before she someday shares his fate.
He's like, hey, I will. Loris is like, I will only help you if you help my dad. The dad's like, well, I'm going to die, so.
Dadn't.
Ugh, bummer. They meet Arn, who is a young slave of Nazir, when a raiding party sacked his village among the Far clans, small independent hamlets of Norish, who shun the Felinarch's rule. Is Felinarch like you are in power, but you're like a felon, so you're like not rightful to like a throne? I don't know what this word is.
I don't know. They're throwing it around pretty commonly.
Yeah.
Nope. Literally, if you search Felinarch, it just pulls up Nazir.
Yeah.
The Felinarch of the Tower, bearing a huge scar which burns red directly over his heart.
Or it asks if you mean felon search. So, okay, that's just their name for someone in power in this world. Yep, okay, Felinarch, yeah. With a twisted shoulder from birth, made worse by his lord's abuse. Who is this? Arn? Yes.
Yeah.
Twisted shoulder from birth, made worse by his lord's abuse. He serves as messenger and whipping boy for Nazir. That sucks. Ronal was always kind to him, however, and once he learns of his fate, he pledges himself to Loris and Aelith's cause. Can I just say, it sounds like they're making a lot of buddies, and I love nothing more than people being buddies.
It's a story of friendship, really.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's just like, oh, this is how I know you. Awesome.
Yeah. Story of friendship and fathers dying in fires and flogging incidents and mutant frogs.
Yes.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah, yes.
Who hasn't experienced this?
People, and also the reason he like is sentenced to death and is eaten by a frog sucks. He saved this girl. He was like, yeah, we're kidnapping. I'm still carrying out the order. This guy was going to like rape her. Sorry. I decided he probably should be put down.
Seems fair.
He has a daughter. He gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. He doesn't play that. He is very big on consent.
Yeah. He's got a bit of honor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ronal's a legend.
Yeah.
Flight. Meanwhile, the public unrest grows, turning into a full rebellion against Nazir as the plague and poverty-ridden townfolk and the Mercalabian slaves rise and mob the fortress gate. Yeah.
Yeah.
The latter are mutated people addicted to the ardor fungus, which will die if it comes into contact with the sun.
What the heck is going on? Sorry, there's so much.
Yep.
What the heck is a Mercalabion?
Couldn't tell you.
I want to know what this fungus is. Are these people vampires? Like they can't work? So like, are they suffering because they have like no farming industry or anything?
I don't know. Nazir is forced to advance his plans, offering the mob to either provide them with an awakening to bring the light to Innis Nor or the execution of their prisoner, Aelith's cousin. Aelith is flushed from hiding. Using her newly practiced healing arts, she fixes Arn's shoulder and swaps clothes with him for him to stealth close to the Felinarch and then reveals herself. Okay, that seems like a strange plan.
She fixes Arn's shoulder and then swaps clothes with him. So why did she fix his shoulder? Just to be a nice little guy?
I don't know.
And then she's like, "Oh, I'm Arn." And then she's like, "Here I am, in front of the mob."
Yeah, she's like, we can switch clothes, but I'm not pretending to have a bum arm, fixed arm.
Yeah.
Hey, you could have done this the whole time.
Yeah.
You just let me be in pain this whole time.
Yeah.
I thought we were friends.
Yeah.
She tries to form a protective weave with her magic, but the enraged Felinarch runs her through with Soul Slayer right above the heart. That's the grave digging sword.
Where did he get it back again? Yeah. Did Jediah or whatever drop it? And he's like, "Well, I know this sword." Or Nazir, I guess, would be like, "Hey, this is my father's sword or great grandfather's sword."
This seems like a pretty bad ambush. So she changes clothes, gets clothes, reveals herself. So I can only assume trench coats it out. You know?
Yeah,
it's me the whole time. She freaks out. Soul Slayer, Ice Beam, Grave Digging Blast. It's blunt. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. No one said these people were sane.
Oh,
literally, they
right above the heart. He at least knows where he's going.
He's got a vengeance.
Her limp form is carried away by Freyr in owl form. Loris makes off with Jedian in confusion as an angry mob descends upon the castle.
I don't know what's going on.
Take a breath.
I'm trying.
Do you need a nap? You getting put to sleep in our own episode?
Apparently, I don't know why I keep yawning so much. I think I'm just trying to take it all in. I'm not breathing. It's waves. It's making my brain so sleepy.
All right, please read away and stop yawning and head twitching.
I can only do one.
I gotta get you like some Ritalin or something for recording.
No, nothing can hold me back. I'm too powerful. Fearing the rebellion, you have to get the Soul Slayer on me. Freeze me in my spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Fearing the rebellion, Nazir and Malvos take their best forces and secretly depart Innis Nor to strike Innis Hain before Ayla's friends can arrive there. So Arn with the now fixed not bum shoulder, Loris, who is Ronal's child, and Jedian, who's the cousin, I'm getting it, steal a boat and they attempt to sail the icy river Sobus, the water-filled remains of the chasm created by the cataclysm when the clan tree died. Eventually, the two parties converge on Innis Hain to discover it's empty.
Okay. All right.
Bow, bow, bow.
Aelith is carried by Freyr to the subterranean paradise of the elves. Can't talk. Loch Prieth. The many forms of life that would have died in the harsh winter above are magically preserved here. They bathe and heal her, but it is revealed that to overcome the spiritual soul slayer poison responsible for the Nor family curse, she must travel within herself.
It's poisonous too.
The sword does a lot. It does it all.
But it doesn't make fire.
Does it cut trees down properly? No.
No. It explodes them.
Yep.
I wanted this for wood.
To be honest, this sword just seems like the worst thing. It seems like whatever you want it to do, opposite and everything like that.
Yeah. Cut down tree. Explode tree?
Yeah, I try to block someone else's strike with it. Actually cancer.
Oh, okay, I guess. Yeah.
It's terminal.
Yeah.
Oh, why would you do this?
Cuts a steak, it like fries it until it's like charred and black. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This didn't cook right at all. She must travel within herself and heal her inner pain and lust for revenge. For now, she is not capable of bringing about the mending of the clan tree without her hatred and bending it into something horrible. Ooh,
that's cool. I
demon
like
tree.
this.
She journeys into herself and confronts her hate as an immense fiery pit with a horrible bitterroot vine at its heart and is finally able to overcome it.
How do you journey into yourself? Is it just a meditation?
A question we all ask. We should all consider more often. And that's really the crux of this episode. Little self-reflection. How do we journey within?
We gotcha. This is actually like a self-help podcast.
Yeah,
got him.
Yeah, you're 4 or 5 episodes in only to find out we really have a journey ahead of us.
Yeah. And inside each and every one of us.
Yeah, exactly. Travel within. We counter-strike. Arn leaves the group to try unite the Far clans to bring their forces to capture Nazir and his small force away from his fortress. But in meeting with the third clan, their leader gives him a false map meant to lead him to his death in an icy marsh full of this carnivorous fungi.
Pranked ya.
Trick. Just a little
Got
trick.
him. Yep.
It's a little trick.
Just as he is about to succumb. Is it like quicksand?
I don't know.
Gosh, okay. He's about to die. He's rescued by Furyar and is successfully able to broker the alliance.
I'm just saying, she's really coming everywhere
This
she
owl,
needs to be.
They're like, who will help me? And she's like, who you say?
Yeah. I saw it in your face. I saw the joke. Yeah. Who can save me? It's
Here I come. She's just watching from the corner. She just like, she sees him struggling, but she's like, you haven't asked yet. Who will help me? He's like, I don't want to say it. Come on, just like get over here. And she's like,
You're gonna fall to your death.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I've just been stabbed with the Soul Slayer.
What's the magic word? Who will help? Ah!
True.
She quickly just. I was gonna give an owl.
Why is this owl a shape-shifting druid? By the way, why is this elf a shape-shifting druid? By the way, none of it makes sense because at no point
has this made sense.
At no point have they said that the elves of this island who live magically underground and aren't affected by the never-ending winter above ground.
Shocker. There was 2 acorns and she ate one.
Okay. Have you ever eaten an acorn and been able to shapeshift into an owl?
I'm saying this tree was special and she ate one of these acorns and then she's like, hee, don't eat the other one because first off, it's the last one.
Because let me tell you, if I eat an acorn to tell you that I'm going to shapeshift into owls, I'm getting committed.
As I say, I'm putting you away.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm getting you some help.
Yeah. I'm trying to save Aelith. He doesn't know anyone named Aelith.
Who the heck is Aelith? Yeah.
Yes, but anyways, this fire person, which is great sense of timing.
Yeah. Then he's able to broker the alliance. He comes out of the marsh. He's just like, whew, well, that was very scary. Anyways, you guys want to join us?
Hey, this map's outdated. It's actually crazy in there.
Yeah.
I almost died. Does anyone know if there's a different road?
All of them.
You're not going to believe this. I have another map.
Oh, yeah. It's like, it looks like these maps actually line up to the same spot.
Hand it on over, buddy.
Yeah. The owl is just like side-eyeing them. Like, fine, you won't do that again. One joke is enough, I guess. He gets his bum shoulder fixed, and the first thing he does is die.
Yeah, first thing back into that icy marsh slip. Ooh, my rotator cuff.
Yeah. Oh no, again. It's the other one instead. Okay, so he's able to broker the alliance. Meanwhile, as the last of the Felinarch's troops march into Innis Hayan, she sneaks up behind him to take her revenge. She as an Aelith? I'm assuming?
I don't know.
They've just said she?
It could be Freyr, the elf.
It could be, I guess.
It can't be Arn.
It can't be Arn. He's a boy. We got two possibilities. Freyr and Aelith. Okay, so Jedian only manages to convince her to take him prisoner instead. Who are we talking about?
The last of the Azelot. Yeah, I don't even know.
Let's say Aelith is going to kill the Felinarch Nazir, or is it Malvos, or whatever his name
We'll figure
was.
it out, please.
Oh my goodness.
Keep us going. It'll make sense.
Hopefully. As they march him toward the army to ransom him for an end to the hostiles, he suddenly frees himself and flees, leaving Jedian badly injured. That's why you leave no prisoners.
True.
Yeah.
Malvos is informed of the Felinarch's disappearance, but won't believe it when suddenly
What?
I won't believe it either. Freyr's everywhere.
Nuh-uh.
But won't believe it when Freyr suddenly flies into the camp and approaches him in elven form. Startled, Malvos grabs his sword, only then realizing that it is the Soul Slayer, which the planeswalker Tempe commanded would kill him if he tried to use it.
What the heck is going? This sword is sucks.
So who is Tempe, first off? Tempe was a planeswalker who marooned Sangresul's servant Malvos on the plane of Cridhe. Okay, so Malvos got stuck here. Sangresul, yeah. Okay.
What are any of these words?
Tempe is known for her manipulative sensuality and cold ruthlessness, copper-colored hair, and striking looks.
Ooh, she's sexy.
Though it's never directly stated, clues suggest she's a black-aligned planeswalker. She finds herself in a rivalry with several other planeswalkers, Playton, Krim, and most notably the figure known as the Thorn, from who she won the sword Soul Slayer in a duel. It suggests, no wonder this sword doesn't work.
Yeah,
I would also, you'd also probably win it from me in a duel.
Yeah. I wouldn't even have to duel me for it.
Yeah.
Be like, take it, please.
Take it, please. This thing's going to blow up in my face.
It's like hot potato with a sword. No one wants it.
It is suggested that the Thorn and Tempe are in conflict, and perhaps the Thorn has gained the upper hand as of the mending of the clan tree of Cridhe. So, yeah, these are just other unnamed. There's a lot of planeswalkers in Magic. Like for anyone who knows, like kind of the overall Magic thing. You good, bud? You take an energy drink, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you know, like the Gatewatch planeswalkers a lot of the time, right? Like you know the Urza, but we don't know a lot of these old ones. So it's kind of cool to see the.
It sounds like there's so many planeswalkers you just don't know any of them. Is it just like the old books where they're just like, we're just tossing out a name, or do they do the same thing in the new ones, or is it like if they mention a planeswalker in new stuff, they are talking about the new planeswalker?
These were, I assume, written by individuals who had like a general idea of what the story should be. Like there's mana, there's XYZ. Write a fantasy novel, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the current Magic story with all its failings, I would say for some of it, does have a team of writers, right? So it's a lot easier to world build and like make these like big grand adventures and planes because you've got 20, 30 people writing on a character, writing a backstory.
Well, and like proofing you, I guess, too.
Well, and you've also got like decades now of like other like source material and different planes and like what is green allied mana like gonna do and everything. Like what is like a what's the difference? Like Nissa, for instance, like gets like a Golgari alignment when she's going through like turmoil. So she's like a little bit on like the doom and gloom with the black and green mana. You don't know any of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, more words where it's just going over my head. I'm just nodding.
But you'll get there, yeah.
Yeah,
But right, so it's kind of cool to see what these other ones are. So apparently Tempe just said like, hey, this sword will kill you if you use it, which is fair, pretty valid.
Yeah.
Hey, it's cursed your whole clan with a giant red mark above your heart and madness.
It's just really funny to think
Maybe
of him.
stop using it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just funny to like think of him like picking the sword up and he's about to kill this person. And he's just like, ah! He just like throws the sword to the side. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. What the heck? This guy is mad.
Yes, he grabs. So startled, Malvos grabs the sword, only then realizing it's the sword's there. This guy is mad.
Yeah.
Please read us on.
His snake tattoos and the silver snakes worked into the sword's hilt come to life and bite him. This is the biggest fever dream of a book so far. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so he didn't have to use it.
Why does he have snake tattoos and why are there snakes on the sword? This sword
Seems
truly does it all.
Crazy. Yeah, did this guy get snake tattoos because he was like, oh yeah, that was on the Soul Slayer sword. It's pretty dope. And then he dies by his snake tattoos. Remind me not to get one.
I just would stop using this sword at a certain point. Like, fool me once, right?
Yeah. Fool me the 7th time. What the heck?
If the 7th time snakes come out of the sword's hilt and bite me.
Maybe I'll learn my lesson by then.
Yeah. No wonder it was a discarded sword.
No wonder no one wants this
Jedion's the
thing.
real bad guy for bringing it back into this guy's life.
Yeah, exactly. Jedion seems like he just kind of reminds me of like a ditzy kind of guy. And he's just like, oh, look at the sword I used. I shoveled the ground with
Yeah,
this
here's my
thing.
magical sword that has snakes.
Yeah, exactly. My goodness.
Read on, please.
Wild. Okay, so Jedion is injured, right? He's found by the Nourish and is brought in to heal Malvos. What? Can Jedion heal people?
I don't know.
Malvos instructs him how to heal him of the poison. Okay, so it seems like they were like, yo, Malvos is going to die. You need to help him. And he's just like, okay, I'm also really badly injured, but I guess I'll learn. Learns how to heal him of poison, though it will cost him his only chance to ever leave Cridhe. Crumbling the artifact sword to ash.
I mean, finally. Someone had to do it.
Finally, yeah. Set that thing on fire
So we get
for 1,000 years.
we get the mending. Aelith finds Nazir nearly frozen to death, fully insane, at the fall's entrance to the caverns leading to Loch Prith.
That's how I wish people to find me in a few years.
Yeah, frozen and nearly insane.
Yeah.
Nearly succumbing to her desire to murder him in this vulnerable moment, she instead ventures into his soul and to heal him of the madness, his injuries, and his addiction to potions that are mutating him into this Merkabelian thing.
Now, Daniel, how do we venture into others and help them heal of their
Yeah,
madness?
how do we... I'm still trying to venture within myself. Now I'm supposed to venture into others and heal them of their potion addictions. Potion addictions and madness.
Yep. This is the self-help you need.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just been healed of evil now. So he's good.
I need to journey into you and figure out how to get you to stop fidgeting.
You can't.
Yeah, it gets edited out in post, but it's just so much swinging back and forth.
I'm so sorry.
Mike professionalism.
Give me I need a fidget spinner or something.
You need a soul slayer.
No.
Freeze your 8 in place.
No. So now Nazir, healed of evil. Easy peasy, right? He and Loris carry the overcome Aelith back to the spot where the clan tree once grew. Now they're all buddies. I do love a bad guy to buddy story. So, there, the former felon Ark and the keeper recite the awakening ritual, even as the Nourish armies and Far clans clash in battle around them. All right. Just hanging out in the middle of a battle. I feel it. As the sun warms the entire plain for the first time in generations, melting back the ice, the armies cease to fight. They're like, oh my goodness, why are we fighting? It's so nice outside. It's a nice summer day. It's those days where you just need to be outside. Why are we working right now?
All they had to do to fix the thing is get along for a few minutes.
Yeah.
They just had to say it together instead of warring over which side got spring. They just had to hey, at least once, do you want to try and see what happens if both of us do this?
What if we stay with me here? Compromise? Oh my gosh. Stop. Yeah. Oh. A small sapling clan tree arises and the plane's balance is restored. Oh, a little baby. It's Groot, but now it's a little baby Groot. The Merkalbion, who are doomed to extinction without the constant dark, are invited by Furyar to travel with him to Loch Prith, where the drug they require to live, the ardor fungus, will always grow.
Okay. I don't know what these
It doesn't even like give you like
are.
a link to what these things are. Like, are we? Yeah. I guess we should. Are you just spelling from your memory?
Yeah, it wasn't going well.
Yeah, I was like, you're really doing your best here.
Very nice of you to call me out like that.
You're typing it in. I thought you remembered. I think it's farther down.
Did you think I just had killed it?
Yes. Yeah, no, right above. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, Yeah, that's basically what I was trying to spell.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what you did spell.
No, it's Merkalbion.
You were so close. Come on, like that's not even a thing.
It looks like.
Okay, no.
Believe it or not, there's nothing in there.
But our multiverse. The Multiverse in Review by Squirrel. It says something here, I think.
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, we're good. We'll figure it out.
They just don't tell you about it. They're just like, yeah, it's this thing and these people and they have a fungus.
It's a thing. It grows on fungus.
Get over it. Yeah, figure it out. So the death of Malvos. So the stranded Malvos, healed but miserable. It's fair. He was poisoned. He had to get help from this herpy derp guy. He crawls away in exile and is finally visited again by his old mistress Tempe. Oh yes, the sexy lady. She did. Oh right, because he was poisoned. I was like, I couldn't figure out what he was dying. I forgot.
I'm quickly going back to the beginning here. So hang on one moment here. Marooned Sans Regul Malvos. Okay. All right. So it's Malvos who is marooned. What is Malvos marooned on?
No, because if you go, we don't know what he's marooned on.
Who is Malvos? Malvos was a Sangresul. What is a Sangresul? Anthropomorphic race, which have the ability to find mana lines better than even planeswalkers.
Interesting.
As such, they serve them often. Currently, there's only one known Sangresul, Malvos, who serve the planeswalker Tempe. Sangresuls have longevity. They do, however, need to eat mana from time to time to survive. Death by starvation, though, is a long process. After at least 500 years, starving Sangresuls start to die.
That makes sense. 500 years, that's when they start to die?
It's very painful, and months of conscious horror can pass until the unmovable, drying body process releases its tormented soul. Well, no wonder he's mad. I might be a little upset myself. He hasn't been able
to eat mana for the 500 years. He's like, I'm so hungry.
The craving for mana can be held off in short term by consuming of sweets. That's me with taco today. I mentioned tacos earlier, and that's all that's on my brain.
Taco Bell.
Craving for mana can be held off in the short term by consuming of sweets. Centuries of this behavior leading to morbid obesity. It's a tale as old as time.
Eating sweets leading to morbid obesity.
Okay, so now we know what a Sangresul is.
Is he the Southern Isle?
And to be honest, an anthropomorphic race, which has the ability to find ley lines, is actually, this is going to go over your head. You just tune out for a moment. But finding ley lines is like kind of going to be a cool thing, possibly in the Omen path. What's going on right now, where they can kind of traverse through the plains and everything like that. Yeah, exactly. You just goes over your head in the background. But
I'm dancing for people who are listening.
We might see some of these Sangresuls because we did get a retelling of the Brothers' War a little bit, and then we did get you're understanding, you're learning it.
Yeah,
we did get a retelling of that and some of the old planeswalkers like Guff and everything like that in the recent Commander Masters, I think it was. So yeah, long story short is we might see some of these characters and some other Sangresuls, which again are like could possibly be one of the bad guys, because if they feed on mana lines and the mana lines are all out of whack, you get it. Now back to Malvos. Kailyn, take us away.
Do you hear about Tempe in the new stories, or is it just we've got her now and that's it?
Yeah, not yet. But we see like things like Diata is like another planeswalker who just recently got a card and never had one, but was like a planeswalker from the story. So maybe we will see Tempe at some point be like on a card, because I don't think they're on any cards right now. No, not portrayed on any cards.
All right, interesting.
They're on the 7 planes of Parnash, though. Mentioned in the book, The Cursed Land. So yeah, so Tempe. Yeah. Anyways, take it away with Malvos, please.
Yeah, Malvos.
We should have read this a little earlier, but that's okay.
Whoopsie. He was punished for stealing too much of Tempe's mana. He was so hungry, as Cridhe was known to be an almost mana-less plane. So he was like, I'm going to eat your mana. And it's like, why don't you? There's abundance around you. Yeah. Another part of his punishment was snake tattoos on his arms. Okay. Oh, now, we are learning now. It's coming together.
This seems like this would have been great information to know.
Another part of his punishment, he had snake tattoos on his arms, and they would come alive and kill him if he thought about or touched Tempe's mana.
Hey,
it sounds like the sword might be a part of Tempe's mana.
This punishment was pretty dope. I got these 6 snake tattoos.
Look at these pythons.
He traveled this plane to finally appear on the mainland, where he found an enormous source of the mana hidden from the planeswalker's eyes. The clan tree of the entire island is plain. How is it hidden?
Yeah.
So Malvos,
a hidden island.
Malvos planned to find a suitable person, show him how to do magic, and then give him all the mana from the clan tree so that he could one day become a planeswalker, and they both could escape. Malvos wanted to travel to Alki, where he could find other planeswalkers like Platon or Krim, in exchange for information on Tempe's mana lines that would undoubtedly set him free from the Snake Eyes tattoo curse. Okay, so seems like Tempe's just a jerk.
It sounds like this guy was stealing from Tempe, though.
Yeah, but
Tempe was like, hee.
But it sounds like the planeswalker enslaved him to try find mana lines of the tree, and then stuck him there when he was trying to. Again, he lives on eating mana. He's eating some of her mana. She's not having it.
Yep.
You're stuck here now on this manaless plane to suffer for 500 years and die. It's all coming together. So
he's like a cockroach.
His plan was.
Do you know my cockroach fact?
I don't.
Cockroaches, if you cut their head off, they can like live for weeks before they die.
I don't think that's real.
Look it up.
I don't
look
think-
it up right now. It's a self-help and bug fact podcast.
Can cockroaches live without a head?
Yes. They can live for a week without their head due to their open circulatory system. Also, so can chickens, but they just die of like.
And the fact
infection.
that they breathe through little holes in their body segment, they are not dependent on the mouth or head to breathe. The
That's
roach
so
only dies
disgusting.
without a mouth because it can't drink water and dies of thirst. That's you have cockroach brain, nothing in there. You don't even need it to live.
I breathe out my fingers.
I don't. That might be the most unhinged thing. I hope that gets clipped. I hope that's a clip for the Instagram. Just I breathe out my fingers. No other context. 13-second thing.
No, I'd give context.
Nope. No context needed. So the plan was simple but needed time. Eventually, a suitable person, he found out that Nor was able to do magic and caused a stir between him and other people in his clan. Malvos made him drunk and
Yeah,
gave him
because that's how it happened. Is Nor was
Now-
drunk and he was like confrontation time. Why would they give us this in not the synopsis?
Malvos made him drunk and instead gave him instructions how to use a magical sword he had stolen from Tempe to become a planeswalker and leave the hated place.
Oh my gosh!
Unfortunately for Malvos, something went wrong. Magical rays from the sword missed the mana line, and the clan tree was completely destroyed.
Okay, so yes, it was a magical sword he stole from Tempe, and he's like, "Hey, drunk guy, use the sword."
I'm just saying though,
Wow.
absolute master of the catch-22s. Sure, the snake sword will kill me. My snake tattoos will kill me if I try play games, but if I convince some other drunkard to ruin his whole island,
Tee-hee.
yeah.
In this way, Malvos brought an age of darkness upon the plane, which will last for 520 years. Why? I thought he was trying to eat mana from the tree. This way, he made it so that there was no mana in the tree because he got the tree wrecked. I'm sure he didn't mean for this to happen.
He
but
got imprisoned here. That makes sense.
yeah.
So he was like basically being dragged around with this like planeswalker, which again is something that would not be like canonical because living beings cannot like be planeswalked unless they themselves are the planeswalker. It's a pretty
Interesting. Okay.
It's a pretty big story point.
Isn't that what like happened with Garth too, though? Like
No,
Talvos tried
Garth
to,
is
or
a
Towser?
planeswalker.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can't take other people with you.
If you could planeswalk and I couldn't, if you took me with you, what would happen? Would I just explode? Would
You'd
I
probably
combust?
cease to exist in the blind eternities and like get turned inside out and like die Eldrazi horror things.
Interesting.
Yes, it's a pretty big part of like
All right.
one of the main arcs in the story is like trying to figure out how to bring living beings with you. And spoiler alert, you can't really bring living ones.
But you can bring ones that were living.
You sort
And
of
now
can, but
now
not
they're dead.
really. But not really. Oh
Okay.
man, I can't wait for that episode. All of those episodes, I'm gonna be like,
I'm so excited.
yeah. So he was eventually forced to abandon his obsession with escaping his imprisonment on the plane. That makes sense.
Come
though.
on, get over it.
That makes sense
get
though.
over it. You've been in
Destroying the
prison for
one artifact
520
in his
years?
possession capable of transporting him back into the plains in order to save his life. Not much later, after the many of the clan tree was devoured by. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So now we're back to the death of Malvos. Please.
Okay. So he is in exile. He's finally visited again by his old mistress Tempe. Everything's making a lot more sense in our worlds. And she demands he tell her the location of the plane's mana, but he eventually tires of talking to her after telling her what little he knows and crawls into his tent. She leaves him with a smirk, as the tent is hungry. It's a hungry shroud in disguise, which lulls him to sleep using a magical song and then collapses upon him, consuming him. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah. She seems like a not good person.
I never said she was a good person. It said she was sexy.
It did say that, but she seems not great.
I think it also said she's not a good person.
What did it say?
She's known for her manipulative sensuality and cold ruthlessness. Yeah, it doesn't say she was a nice guy who was fair and just.
Is there any drawings of Tempe? Nope.
Imagine that's this old grandpa-looking guy.
Yeah, nothing. All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at our last little bit here.
Okay, can I just say, this whole time with this book, incredibly confused. None of it made sense. Was really struggling there.
Yeah,
as soon as you tied it in with the
someone should really fix that synopsis to include why.
why anything's going on. I will say, with the inclusion of what happened in the beginning with Malvos to actually give like a reason of. I like this book. I just wanted to say I was very confused, but then as it was coming together, I liked it more. Yeah. It was just very confusing for the beginning little piece there. So this is from the Multiverse in Review, which we've used a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Great writings. And so the summary that they give is just like, yeah, the Cursed Land, it's on the plane of Cridhe. It has only green mana, which comes from the one master tree called the Clan Tree, which makes sense because it's green. Mm-hmm. And I get that's the picture on the green mana, right? Is it big tree?
Yep.
Oh. Our plot instigator... Oh, I'm the big tree. Our plot instigator is Malvos, a Sans Grisul. Oh, are we about to like learn more lore here? We should have read this. Yeah, what are we doing? Sans Grizuls are immortal and they feed on mana, but who are apparently otherwise indistinguishable from humans. So Malvos was the employee of the planeswalker Tempe, and he got banished to Cridhe after he tried to eat mana she was using. Now he has convinced the guy Nor. I'm not doing anything this time. I'm tapping my leg with my hand.
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh. I'm moving my chair. I'm getting situated. I'm moving.
We're so close.
I have ADHD. I've lost where I was. So Malvos has convinced Nor to fight his friend Hain. Are Nor and Hain friends, or are Malvos and Hain friends?
No, Nor and Hain were originally friends.
Oh,
and then he tried to kill the tree. Yeah.
Now they're rivals. I don't like that kind of story. You need to become friends again. And there's some vague ritual to the clan tree that would transport Malvos and Nor to another plane, where Malvos hopes to find another planeswalker willing to help him fight Tempe. I'm getting it now. Okay. But the plan goes awry for some vague reason. I love that it also says, and they have to do some vague ritual, and this is some vague reason. And Nor kills the clan tree, but he and Malvos are still on Cridhe. Womp womp. 520 years later, and Cridhe is almost dead. Many living things, include horses and trees, have gone extinct. Oh, this place sucks. Fungus and disease spread over the land. The clouds are so thick that large parts of the known world are covered in perpetual darkness. The people ruled by the descendants of Nor have become predatory raiders who ruled by the descendants of Hain, hopelessly stuck in tradition. Okay. Spring won't come unless the keeper at Inn's Hain performs a ritual during the equinox. Okay. So he could just bring land to everyone?
And there is a prophecy that if the line of Hain and the line of Nor are reunited, the mending will occur. So they could have just done it. It wasn't unknown.
What the heck? They just knew this thing. They're like, no, we're going to fight.
Yeah, so the above covers the first 20 pages. The following 270 are about Aelith. Yada, yada, yada. We get it. Oh, and then some of those 270 pages are also taken up by Aelith's cousin, Jedediah, who tries to save her. Loras vows to kill Nazir, and his father's killed... After he has his father killed in a fit of paranoia, and Arnis, lame servant of Nazir, who escapes to become the new keeper in the end.
What?
But the stories mostly amount to them running around a lot and not accomplishing much. Malvos is also still around, acting as a vizier to Nazir. He's constantly plotting to restore the clan tree.
Nazir's vizier?
Yeah. All right. I'll give you that one. You get one of those.
Yeah.
He's constantly plotting to restore the clan tree and then do a vague thing he wanted to do Nor centuries ago, only to randomly get poisoned and die in the epilogue. The review that they said on this is a irreverent tone of the summary is probably given away that I don't think too highly of it. Let's get the good things out of the way. They like the setting. Post-apocalyptic wasteland is very effectively portrayed. Blah, 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 blah.
Stuck in permanent twilight. And nothing grows with creepy funguses. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sets the Merc Albions up against the Rise of the Heroine, who both want to restore light to it. Is this even a magic story? That's kind of how I felt.
That's fair. Yeah. Summary, besides the fact that they were like, there is mana and a planeswalker.
Yeah, so it says like planeswalkers, mana, and planes are only mentioned basically in the introduction. Maybe in some of Malvos' inner monologue as well. Other than that, nothing in the book brings mind to magic. That's kind of what I was thinking, right? Like it doesn't seem like minus the Malvos stuff of him wanting to get to another place and those other planeswalkers and Tempe kind of like being there at the end.
Yeah.
None of it really did scream Magic the Gathering. No summoning, no mana use.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Like this, there's like an elf that can become an owl, but like they don't talk about why. And there's a girl who like has powers, but they don't say why.
Yeah, see right here. There's not a single reference to a recognizable spell, artifact, or creature.
Oh, that's
which
wild.
Is a very striking absent after the reference fest that were in the first 4 books, which there was tons of like the badger, green sleeves, all these things, planeswalking.
As we're going through this too, it's like you're like trying to like look up some people and it's like, do they have a card? No. what's this? Does this have a card? There's things that you don't even like. You can't even like look up the Mercalbions or whatever.
Well, looking at
like
like
what is this?
like Cursed Land is one of the cards that was like for the book card, right?
Okay, yeah.
And that doesn't really have anything to do with the book that much. Like I guess
Just
kind of, you
first, know.
Yeah. So where were we? Hands up, everyone knew what Equinox was without clicking the link. I don't even know what Equinox is. That's, I think, the joke. Here's the pop-up. Tap land enchanted with Equinox to counter a spell that destroys one or more of your lands. That's a pretty cool card, to be honest.
That is a cool card. It looks really neat.
Tap land enchanted with Equinox. That's actually pretty cool for like an Oboon deck. Destroys one or more of your lands. I like this. This is a cool, but yeah, it's not a very... I could not see that being played very much. I might put that in my Oboon deck though, for real. Now that we're talking about it, now that it's just us, yeah, you get it.
I'm back to dancing.
I have it. I have it off the page so no one knows you're dancing. Everyone just thinks you're silent.
Yep.
You for once stopped
what the
moving.
Heck?
Yeah.
They're like, she dead?
Not many people know. So it really drives home that this was not originally a magic novel. Is the creatures our heroes run into. For example, there's Marcana's big triangle head lizards that bore into the earth as if swimming through water.
This thing is really scary, but really cool looking though. I kind of want one as a pet.
To be honest, like I said, if this was like flushed out as a magic set with like these shrouds, like that would be really cool, right? Like things that you didn't know were dangerous until kind of like a trap card. You've activated my trap card, my shroud.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah, so shrouds, flat monsters that imitate cloth. They're like kind of mimics, right? So it says you've probably picked up a D&D manual. It says it's Trapper. If there'd been any magic references at all.
Okay. Can I just say then quickly, like, it sounds like the shroud, like Cheney, it said that her shroud was left behind when she died. So this sounds like a different shroud. I understand it was a different person making a different book. So maybe this person was like, shrouds in my book are this. And the guy's like, oh, that means like someone's spirit who just like hasn't left the plane yet in mine. So...
Ooh, this one's a rough. It says the dialogue is downright atrocious.
Ooh.
At one point, Aelith sees Freyr having been beaten by Nazir. What are the first things out of her mouth? Freyr, are you hurt? He beat you. He was angry because of me. That's proper. As you know, your father, the king. Level of stilted dialogue. Characters also have a habit of breaking out into gigantic...
You also made it sound better. It says, Freyr, you are hurt. He beat you. He was angry because of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you know, your father, the king.
Yeah. Did you know that your dad, the king,
I like to,
the person who helped me?
Zhuzh it up a little.
Yeah, you're nice at zhuzhing. It's trying to tell you how atrocious this is, and you're like, how would I make it not atrocious?
It says characters also have a habit of breaking into gigantic info dumps upon meeting each other. Who could that possibly be?
I'm just trying to tell people the lore of my life. Poor Arn, they meet him, and he's just like, oh yeah, I got a bum shoulder, and I got beat up by the king a lot. Bah ha ha.
So, like, and they talk in this old stilted pattern that is supposed to sound ye old Englishy, but it just sounds odd and forced. In addition to the characters in the dialogue,
also I wanted to point out this like card because it said in the synopsis that this was like an April Fool's card, and I didn't understand what that meant. If you go to the other page, it said because the card's there. If you scroll down, it says fake Curse of Nazir promo for the Cursed Land, an April Fool's joke. So I don't know why it's an April Fool's joke, but this is the card that I saw.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know how it's April Fool's jokes.
MTG Curse of Nazir. Let's see if that's even a real card. It's not one I've seen. Curse of Nazir.
Yeah, because I know it was like, this is the card you got with the book, but why would I want a fake card?
Book promo card. April Fool's Day.
Yeah. So why would they be like, you get a card in the book and then you didn't get a card in the book? Like, isn't that just false advertising? If that's what happened?
This book just seems like it sucks all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it says that the plot's kind of lacking. It doesn't seem great. Like I said, it was all kind of disjointed.
I thought it was fun when I got to like know more of what was actually going on.
The Malvos part, yeah.
And when we finally learned about Malvos, it was like, oh, okay, it's clicking into place. But then I think it was just because it finally made sense in my brain what was going on. I'm sorry, my nail hit the desk.
I know. I and everyone listening know.
I'm sweating.
The characters regularly do incredibly stupid things for the sake of moving the plot along, especially Nazir. He captured Aelith, and what does he do? He leaves her alone in a room with the last acorn of the clan tree. That mistake is actually acknowledged in the story and explained by his madness, but it's still lazy writing.
Okay.
Later, he gets himself captured because he sends his entire army into Innishain, but stays behind on a hill with not a single guard. Yeah. I don't know. I feel I don't need to continue reading it.
I feel like people understand this was not the best magic book.
Yeah, the book is an interesting case of how the storyline community works. You see a number of planes and planeswalkers mentioned end up misspelled on earlier storylines, and the book is just obscure enough for those misspellings to still be in use for today. For example, there is no planeswalker Crimmin. There is one named Crim mentioned in the same sentence as Platon, so you can see where the transcription went wrong. In addition, Tempe is also recalled Temp on the MTG site. Oh, and Cridhe and Ailke, the plane Malvus wants to escape to, made into the list of known planes. There's also a reference of the 7 planes of Parnash, which haven't at all. Apparently, there are dungeons there, and Tempe has imprisoned Malvos there in the past. She just seems like that.
She just wants to imprison the Skylots. Okay, I also just wanted to say, Tempe, like they changed the, what is it that called, an umlaut?
I think so.
On the E from like one direction to another. That would be very easy to mess up. I guess if you're like writing a book, you should make sure it's the same, but.
Yeah, so, okay, I don't want to bring any more false info. There's never a promo for this book. Curse of Nizir was made for an April Fool's article on magicthegathering.com. This does mean Mark Gottlieb must have read the book, which is a commitment for a joke article. Yeah.
I just don't understand why.
Right? The concept of Sandragos are interesting. I agree. We saw Warzel using Roar, blah, blah, blah. Now we have Tempe doing the same with Malvos. Later stories, blah, blah, blah. We get it. Final thoughts. I don't need it. This is one of the first times I haven't really even felt the need to wrap it up with the review. I really like that review thing, but
I feel like we kind of already got how we felt with the book with how confusing the summary was.
The Sandrazuls are like a very cool takeaway from the book.
Yeah.
And again, like seeing like Tempe, this like planeswalker who's imprisoning people for trying to eat her mana with the wild swords. It seems like it could have been like an interesting thing, but the book did seem disjointed and like
there was too much going on.
Too conveniently wrapped up with the like, oh, and then Malvos died in the end with the shroud.
And the one guy became good because she went into his brain and was like, now you're a good boy. Like,
no, he didn't become good. He was miserable still.
No, not Malvos.
Yeah, that was still
Nazir.
Malvos. Are you sure?
Yeah. Nazir? Yeah. Nazir went into Nazir's brain.
Nazir was healed of evil. Malvos just got...
Yeah, Malvos just got dunked.
Yeah, I guess he was just stuck on the plane. Also just like kind of too convenient, like at the end of the conflict, it's just like, oh, here I am again after all these years to...
Yeah. Also the fact that Tempe was like, if you... Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have things going off. Whoops. Where Tempe like shows up and is just like, or Tempe says, you will die if you use my sword.
Yeah.
And then he uses the sword and
just
doesn't die.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't die, and then they are able to fix him of poison. I feel like if someone was like, hey, if you do this.
He pretty close came to die. He got attacked by snakes. And then the sword turned to ash.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if the person is like, hey, here's my threat. If you use this, you will die, and you don't die, it's a pretty bad threat. And I won't listen to you again.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm good. I'm happy there. That's the end of it. You guys get the book. It was I'm pretty sure this is a one-off novel. I sure hope so.
I think it is, yes. It doesn't say this is the first of a tragic series.
Yeah, preceded by tapestries. There's no like rhyme or reason to where these are. I think it's just where they would, yeah, so tapestries is like a 3-book thing. Nope, it's not. Featuring stories by 17 people. Okay.
Is tapestries like, what is that? Is that like a book where it was a bunch of short stories from a lot of people?
Followed by the Prodigal Sorcerer. No idea. Well, there's the continuity is a little bit all crazy with these things. Let me.
If you were confused with this episode, we were too.
Right?
Thumbs up.
What is our next one? Curseland. Okay, so it is followed by the Prodigal Sorcerer. We're good. So I don't know what this Tapestries is.
Tapestries sounds like it might be...
Not even on my list. I think it's just a compilation of short stories.
Yeah. It's an anthology. So it could just be like short stories on certain characters.
Authors include David Drake Morgan, Thief's Flight.
It does look like it's just like short stories where it's like they pick one character, they talk a bit, and then the end.
Maybe because it's short stories, we'll do a short episode on Tapestries. Dun, dun, dun.
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah, you guys get to see my thought process unfold live, and it's not a good one.
You guys get to see my thought process derail live, which is also not a good one. Ba,
yeah,
ba, ba, ba.
But yeah, thank you guys for getting to the end of this one. This was a lot. This one was a lot to get through. Like I said, we're learning the lore. We maybe at a certain point, maybe I'll read some of this a little more in advance, but you get it.
No, that's okay. All the synopsises have been very clear. This one was just a little confusing.
I think the story's just disjointed, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's not on us. I'm just going to not blame it on us.
Yeah.
All the other stories made sense.
Is it our fault? Couldn't be.
What the heck? Why would you say that ever?
Yeah. Yeah, Kailyn, you vamp us out. Thank you for listening to the end of the episode. Is there something that confused you about the story? Because it sure did for me. That's McDonald's music.
It's not McDonald's music. I'm saying ba ba da ba. That's not McDonald's.
Followed by I'm loving it.
Ba 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 ba
Yeah.
ba.
Anyways, like, share, subscribe. It really does help us out. No, okay, no music this time.
What the heck?
Yeah, like, share, subscribe. It does really help us out. Give us a 5-star review. Share it with your friends, and let us know what you think about this stuff. Reach out on like Instagram, Snapchat. What else do we use? Not Snapchat. I don't know why I said Snapchat. I use Snapchat. Reach out on Instagram, on TikTok. That's the one. They're basically.
We are also on. We have a page on Facebook, but that's because I couldn't get to the Instagram without a Facebook.
Not quite as active on Facebook. You will likely not receive an answer. We don't really use it, but no, YouTube is a great spot too as well. And yeah, let us know what you kind of think of this episode. Do you want to hear more? Like, would you want to see some more of these Santa Claus rules? Let us know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much where it ends.
Do I vamp now?
Yeah, sure. Take us away. You know what? I'll give you the spotlight.